Hey, what's going on? Well, I'm here in the Oval Office and I'm actually recording this vlog while we got a hurricane coming into Pensacola right now. Hurricane Sally is moving into the area right now as we speak, and it's going to be a long night. It's right now about midnight on September the 16th of 2020. And here's the ironic part, okay? Hurricane Sally is actually making landfall almost in the exact same spot that Hurricane Ivan made landfall exactly 16 years ago tonight. Of course, I wasn't here for Ivan. It was a Category 4 hurricane. I evacuated, went to Jacksonville. But do remember that and hearing about all the stories and remember the aftermath and all that other stuff. Of course, the Sally isn't quite as strong as that, but we're seeing a lot of flooding here tonight. I've already seen on the news some cars that have flooded in downtown Pensacola, trying to drive through, water-covered roads and that kind of thing. And, I'll tell you this now, this is what I've always told my radio listeners, turn around, don't drown. That's a big thing that they always say. If you happen to see water on the roadway, just don't even try to chance it to even drive through it. So anyway, a little advice there. So I know a lot of you guys, have messaged me today. I've been getting a lot of messages on Facebook asking, how are things here in Pensacola? We fine and all that other stuff. And yeah, you can tell I'm fine right now. I've got power here at my house. And I've had the lights flicker on and off a few times, but that's really about it. But I did kind of want to document this a little bit, just kind of give you guys an idea on what a hurricane is like. And, because I know a lot of you guys may live up north, you've never been through anything like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk outside. Well, I'm actually not going to walk outside. I'm going to go out to my garage. And, I can hear the winds howling right now. I can hear the rain hitting up against the window right here. And it's almost like somebody's taking a bucket of water and throwing it at the glass. You know what I'm saying? You hear that sound, we hear the water slosh on glass, and that's what it sounds like right now. So I'm going to walk out to the garage and I'm going to show you a little bit of what's going on here, how the winds look, and then we'll come back in here and talk in just a few minutes. All right, here you go. This is what it looks like right now, midnight, and I'm standing in my garage. I'm not getting wet right now, but there's my van. And you see how the rain is just blowing sideways. And it's not really too bad right here where I'm at right now because I live kind of far inland, you know what I'm saying? And really toward the beach it's really a lot worse, but that's what happens. I mean, these winds blow and they blow the rain sideways, and that's why you get a lot of trees down and that kind of thing. So you can see, kind of judge it right there on how those bushes are moving. Ooh, okay, I feel that rain coming in here on me right now. But anyway, there you go. That's what it looks like right now in my house. And yeah. Nothing to play around in. This is something you just definitely would not want to be out driving in, that's for sure. So there you go. That's Hurricane Sally making her way through Pensacola right now. And we're going to be in this for a while. Like I said, it's just midnight right now. And they're not expecting the center of the storm to come ashore until about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. All right, I'm going to head back in and we'll go back to the Oval Office. All right, now this is our local news right now. They're doing special coverage. Now, where that lady's standing right there, that's near the Sanders Beach Community Center where I've done weddings before, and that's the bay right there. So, yeah, you can see how bad that is. I mean, you don't want to be out walking around in something like that. But they're live right now showing all this, and I'm sure they're probably going to be live all night long. But look at that. See how that water's coming up on the pilings there? And normally where that fence is, that's probably about a good, I don't know, probably 50 feet away from the water most of the time. Now, that's not the Gulf of Mexico that you're looking at right there. That's actually the bay. And Pensacola Bay, so you can see what it looks like out there, and it's covering the parking lots. That's why they say you don't need to be out driving around and stuff. So yeah, like I said, I've done plenty of weddings right there and had wedding ceremonies right there and all kinds of things. So the Sanders Beach Community Center is right there in that area. But yeah, that's why they say, stay home, don't go out sightseeing, because it is pretty dangerous out there. You can see some of those boats over there too. Wow. Okay, well, that just kind of gives you a little sample of what the hurricane is doing right now and kind of what we go through whenever we have hurricanes here along the Gulf Coast. And, you're probably thinking, okay, well, the winds didn't really look like they were really that bad at your house. And really, that's true. And the reason for that is because I actually live about 20 miles inland, so I'm a good 20 miles away from the coast. Now, down on the beach, it's pretty much a different story out there because you don't have anything stopping the winds. You know what I'm saying? You get to full force when you're on the beach. But here at my house, I mean, before the winds actually make it to me, they've got to go through a lot of buildings, a lot of trees, and that kind of thing. So they really get slowed down a lot. But still, I mean, they're pretty good. They're gusting up pretty good here right now, and that's only going to get worse as the night rolls on. But I have had a lot of guys ask me before, what happens if I have a gig, like when a hurricane's coming through, or that situation. If I ever had to cancel any gigs because of that, and how many hurricanes have I been through? And basically what I can tell you about that is my situation as far as canceling a gig during a hurricane is about the same thing as I would do like for COVID-19 and what I have been doing. If bride and groom had a wedding and we had a hurricane like the weekend of their wedding, then I would just let them change their date, just like that. It wouldn't be a big deal as far as that goes. We just move their wedding date to a new date, and I have had to do that a few times. And the only time I've ever had to cancel a wedding because of a hurricane was back in 2004 for Hurricane Ivan. The bride and groom actually had their wedding, I think, like 2 weeks after the hurricane hit, but their venue got destroyed. So obviously they couldn't have the wedding. And I think they lived in Arkansas or somewhere like that, and they were getting married down here, but they decided not to come down here because everything was still tore up back then, so we were still in the aftermath. So that's really about the only time that I've ever had to cancel a wedding due to hurricane. Now, I do have a wedding gig log right here on my YouTube channel back from 2011. I actually did a director's cut of that just a couple months ago, but it actually was taken back from Labor Day weekend of 2011, and that was when we had Tropical Storm Lee coming in, and I documented that a little bit while I was driving to the gig, and you can see how bad the water was and how it was when I was driving out there at the beach and all that kind of stuff, so that can give you a better idea of what it's really like. And I got a few shots of the Gulf of Mexico and how monstrous it looked with that the tropical storm coming in. And of course, that was only 60-mile-per-hour winds too. But yeah, I have been through a lot of hurricanes in my life. Moved to Panama City, Florida from Dallas in 1985. We had 3 hurricanes come through within our first couple of months of living in Panama City. So I remember being 10 years old and having to go through them. And then we had a major hurricane. It was a Hurricane Opal in 1995 that came through Panama City, and it really did some damage there. And then, of course, we had Hurricane Ivan that came through Pensacola in 2004, and that was another major one. And then about 2 years ago, we had Hurricane Michael that hit the Florida Panhandle just east of Pensacola, and it really destroyed Panama City where I grew up, and we talked about that before. So, yeah, it happens around here. You just have to be prepared, and what we try to tell people, and I've said this on the radio before, is that you just don't want to, start a panic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you want to be prepared, but you don't want to panic, but you want to make sure that people understand the seriousness of it, and they don't go out riding around and that kind of thing. But now, one of my memories that I have of a hurricane, of course, was Hurricane Katrina. And, of course, we all remember that one. That was back in 2005. That's the one that caused the levees to break in New Orleans. It caused all that flooding and everything. And the thing is, it hit well west of Pensacola, but we still got some pretty intense winds and things here. And I can remember being on the radio for 13 straight hours. I went into the radio station at midnight that night, and I was on the air all the way up to 1 o'clock that next afternoon. And as I was driving home that next day, I remember seeing the bay. I was coming across the causeway there, and I remember seeing water sloshing over the cement walls that were right there on the highway. So that was pretty impressive. I mean, and when I say impressive, I don't mean in a good way, but it was just astonishing just to see something like that. I never would have imagined that. So yeah, it happens. I mean, you see things like that, and you just have to be prepared. It's just like anywhere else. I mean, I know that maybe where you live, you probably got your own natural disasters and things like that. Like snowstorms and that kind of thing, and you just have to deal with them. And that's pretty much what we did here. So anyway, I've got some work I've got to do, and I'm just going to be sitting here just kind of watching everything throughout the night. I probably won't even get any sleep tonight, but I thought I'd go ahead and just record a quick video for you guys, let you know I'm okay here, and just kind of give you a sample on what's going on. And we're going to weather this thing out. Got another wedding coming up this weekend too, so we'll have another gig log. And I've got some vlogs I want to do too. I got some things I want to talk to you guys about that I've been seeing on some of the DJ forums. I've had some guys ask about contracts and and all this other stuff. I got some suggestions I got for that as well. Some advice I got from Mo Beat Las Vegas I want to share with you guys on that too. So we'll be doing that hopefully within the next few days. So that's where we're going to leave this. So until next time, practice and enjoy.